Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Palomino Pitch Fest 2026 for this semester. Today we celebrate entrepreneurship, leadership, creativity, and bold ideas developed through our Small Business Incubator that is currently hosted by the Career Services and Innovation Center. Over the past semester, our students have taken spark-sized ideas and turned them into structured business concepts. Ready to present to you our distinguished we're going to be presenting our distinguished panel of judges in a minute, but before we do so, I do want to introduce a special guest lecturer today, Ms. Stacy Scarsella from Plaid Productions. And if you participated in the Small Business Incubator this semester, she was your Tuesday guest lecturer and taught us a lot about marketing and advertising, right? So we'll get into her presentation here shortly. So thank you all for being here to support our student innovators. This event is about possibility, courage, and power of ideas to ignite change in our college and community. Okay, now allow me to introduce our Master of Ceremonies here today, our very own Public Information Officer here at Laredo College, the one and only Mr. Ruben Villarreal.
Amanda always says the one and only. Thank God there's only one of me, because what an honor to be here again. Excited to see everyone's pitch. It was an amazing, amazing time last time out, and I'm sure we'll have the same this time around. I'm here to introduce our keynote speaker this afternoon, as well as our judges, but we'll start with our keynote speaker before anything. And so our speaker is a creative entrepreneur and brand builder with over 20 years of experience in advertising and production, working across major markets like New York, London, and Los Angeles. A former corporate executive, she founded Plaid Productions in 2015, growing it into a multi-city, multi-million-dollar company serving global brands such as Disney, AT&T, and American Express. She specializes in helping emerging business owners transform ideas into scalable, revenue-generating ventures through strong branding and strategy. Known for her energetic and approachable style, she equips founders with practical tools to turn creative vision into sustainable growth. And this semester, as Amanda mentioned, she joined Laredo College, a Small Business Incubator, as the Spring 2026 guest lecturer, here to talk about From Passion to Power Move. From Plaid Pony Productions, please help me welcome Stacy Scarsella.
All right. Hi, everyone. I like to walk around. Is that all right? Hi, I am Stacy Scarsella. Thank you so much for that amazing intro. I always love hearing it. I'm like, wow, I feel great. I feel ready. I am a CEO and a founder. I am a consultant, but I'm also a mom. And today we're going to talk about passion. We're going to talk about what passion means. But who am I? Why should you care? So I have been in the creative industry for over 2 decades. Born and raised in Texas, I moved to New York, worked behind the scenes in the fashion industry in the 90s, went to college, learned about advertising and business, got into corporate, and then I realized I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I started my own business, I scaled it, I grew, I started another business, and that is what I love. I love tapping into passion. I love inspiring others to tap into their passion. And Plaid Pony Productions is the company that I started, and I have an incredible team. I have an incredible group that works for me, that really helps me do what I do here today. They're working, I'm here talking to you, and I love it. So we are across the US, mostly on the US side, east side of the US side, in Austin, Miami, Boston, New York, and Charleston. Our headquarters are in Austin. So it was a quick drive for me down here. So thank you so much for having me today. But let's talk about what I'm really here to help you with. Passion. We are all here because we feel something. So I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever felt a pull inside of you, an excitement when you wake up? Something that says, ooh, I want to do that today. I want to do that next week. That feeling, that spark inside of you is passion. But passion is not the conversation we're going to talk about. Passion's beautiful, but passion without action is just potential. There are so many ideas. There are so many cool things that are out there in the world, but without momentum, without movement, without action, they're just dreams that disappear. So let's talk about that movement, that gap between passion, the spark, and how to get that to a strategy, to an actionable item that you can use and apply in your life, whether it's business, your career, your job, your family, your hobbies. It's a signal, it's a spark. But we're going to talk about how to move that passion into a true power move. All right? So, passion is not the goal. Right? You don't wake up and say, oh, my goal is passion. My goal is this awesome thing I feel inside of me. It's really the spark that ignites you into the direction you need to go. But just like any spark, just like any, you light something, you have to have fuel in order for that thing that you had a spark for to burn. So I'm going to tell a story. I love stories. And if you know me, you know I like to make it real. Because we're all humans here. We are in the biggest evolution of technology we've ever seen as humans. So let's make it human. When I was pregnant with my second son, I was working in corporate. I had an amazing job. I had climbed the corporate ladder. I had done the thing I said I would do when I was in my teens, working in New York. And then when I was in college, I climbed, and now I had an office. I had direct reports. I had an amazing 401k. I had a salary. And I was not very happy because the spark and the passion that got me to where I was when I was in corporate was not the same spark I needed as my identity started to shift. So you can kind of see this. Now I'm looking back, it's kind of hard. So passion and signal. So your passion and your strategy have to align. And your identity will change as you have seasons of life. In your novel and your chapter, right? Think of your life as a big book. Everybody's read a book. Every chapter has a different, really plot twist, right? So every season's a different chapter of life. The identity that you have in one season is going to be different than the others. So your spark needs to be different. So what's the fuel of your spark? You need to understand what makes you stand out, your why. This is really talking through how to be different and not just fit in and be perfect. I looked around the room and said, oh my goodness, I'm 6'3". Do I fit in? No, I don't. But that's my superpower. That's my personality trait. I'm a little quirky. I'm a little awkward, but that's me. And by leaning into who you are as a human, you can tap into really what your superpower is. But you can't use your superpower if you don't have the passion. And you can't have the passion without the why. So the same why that I had, not the same, it was a different why, in my 20s as I started to have children and identified as a mother, it was different. So I'm sitting in my corporate office, I'm like, why am I not happy? This is weird. Am I insatiable? Possibly, but I also realized my why had changed. Now I cared about my family. I cared about my toddler at home being raised by someone else. I cared about the baby inside of me that I may not see. Because as someone in the corporate marketing space, I was constantly traveling around the world to incredible places. And then when I wasn't traveling, I was in the office working 60 to 80 hours a week. Then I was commuting, and then I got home. So I didn't see my children. So that why was the beginning of my next passion, right? That's the spark, that's the direction. So A power move is passion in motion. So picture me sitting in my office with my big belly, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I think I'm going to start a business. Like, says everyone, right? Like, no one says that normally, especially when I already have a job and I have sustainability and I have this thing, right? I have this amazing career I built. But the what ifs in life are really just a nod to your passion. So if you've ever had that moment that's, what if I bought a car? What if I bought a house? What if I got married? What if I started a new job? What if I bought those shoes? That what if moment is something in you urging you to move into the next step, move into the next moment. So the moment, the gap is what we're going to talk through, right? And real life example. I didn't know how to move from my current job to my next phase of life. So I decided to start a business plan because why not? I didn't know how to be an entrepreneur. I went to school for business to work for someone else. I did not go to school for business to learn how to build a business from scratch. I didn't know how to manage legal and HR. I worked with the head of legal and HR. I had counterparts around me in my in-house agency role as an executive producer. But why not? So, wrote a business plan. Then I started a website. I didn't tell anyone. Why would I tell anyone? They would think I'm crazy. So for a year, I sat on this idea, the what if I quit my job? What if I had more time with my children? What if I was my own boss? Scary, right? So strategies formulated 100%. There are 100% ideas out there. There are people making ideas every single day. Execution failure rate, it's pretty high, right? Look at our successful delivery, 33%. Ideas are a dime a dozen, but moving that idea into execution is the very few. Those of you in this room today are the very few. So look around and give yourself a pat on the back because you are one step ahead of your peers for moving in that right direction. Right or wrong, it's a direction. So this is what permission, perfection, and resources. This is what holds us back. When I was sitting there coming up with my business plan, I'm like, I can't quit my job. No way. I don't have permission to quit my job. Who quits their job when they have a job? A good one. But because I don't have a business, this is not a good business plan. It's not perfect. And I definitely don't have the resources. I don't have anyone in my camp. But then I looked around and said, okay, if I did quit my job, I'd make $0 at first. I just need some money. I'll sell my house. I'll move to a cheaper city. That's not so hard. I was living in Massachusetts, very expensive. Actually, it just got voted last month the most expensive state in the country. And Boston, we had a beautiful home, and we were lucky enough to have this beautiful home because my husband and I both had great jobs that allowed us to see each other never, and allowed us to see our children never. So great life, right? So we started questioning why we were there, right? Why am I in this place? So the 24 hours, right? The action. I said, you know what? Why not? Let me just do it. So I emailed my girlfriend, who is a real estate attorney, and I said, hey, can I sell my own house? And she's like, yes, it's called for sale by owner, Stacy. It's not that hard. You can Google it. And I thought, why didn't I think of that? So I started Googling everything. Hello. And I realized I had all the power in my own hands, right? Because I'm an educated person, and now it's just connecting the resources. The resources I already had to the ones I needed. So I sold my house, put my stuff in storage, and I said my, but our family, and mind you, I had a 1-year-old now and a 3-year-old, and a husband too that's like, you're crazy, but okay, let's do it. You know, I'm on board if you think that we're gonna make magic. And we shipped both of our cars to Texas. I'm from here. I have people that I knew. I was like, oh, I have a place we can ship the cars. And then we bounced around to LA, Miami, New York, and Boston. Those were the cities I had connections. Those were the cities I had clients. I didn't have clients yet. But wait. The next step, right? Send the email, make the call, post the ideas, start now. That is what I did. Before I could do any of that other stuff that I just talked about, guess what I had to do? Quit my job. I had to quit my job. My entire career, the scariest day of my life, were the 30 steps to my boss's office, carrying a tiny little piece of paper called a resignation letter, walking over there and saying, I'm quitting my job for no job. I'm just quitting my job. That just doesn't happen in the corporate space. You're either headhunted, moved to another company, brought to some other great organization for more money, more benefits. No, I was walking away for nothing. Talk about scary. And every step I took, my mind said, no, 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 no. Permission, perfection. That is what holds us back, right? Our logical brain. What? No, that's the gap between passion and making movement. And what's passion without movement? It's just a great idea. It's potential. Potential. So in order to have your passion in motion, you have to move past that scary gap. And it's a very simple step. It's one thing. Making that call, sending a text message, posting on Instagram, whatever it is. And yes, it may seem scary, but by handing in that resignation letter, I basically said, okay, you have a message. You're unique to you. I had something I knew I could build, but I had to believe in myself before I could build it. And in order to do that, I had to do the scary thing of that one step forward, which was quitting my job. And once I quit the job, everything else felt easy, which is not, traveling around the country with 2 children under, 3, two children in diapers. So I was learning how to be a mom. I'd been a mom for 3 years, but let's be honest, I was basically passing my child to different daycares and nannies and sitters and people helping me while I was working. So not only did I have to learn to be with my children, I also was trying to build a business from scratch. That still felt easier than quitting my job. And think about it. That's probably where many of you are in any part of your life, whether you want to host an event, connect with an old friend, start a new program at your career, in your department. It's scary to try something new, but you know deep down inside it's worth it. But if you pass that fear, anything's possible. Anything. And it was scary. I'm looking at my 2 kids and I asked my husband, what do I do with them all day? He goes, what do you mean you're their mom? I'm like, yeah, but they got up at 7 or 6 a.m. Like, when do they go to bed? He's like, I don't know. And I had to figure it out. Just like I had to figure out how to be my own head of legal and my own head of HR. And, oh gosh, now I don't have an operations director. That's also me. And as a business owner, you wear 18 hats. No one's going to teach you that. Even if you go to school to be an entrepreneur, you still have to go practice in real life the education you learn. So as I was shifting my identity, I started thinking of it as my new why, my new passion project. And that new passion project is what gave me the momentum to do the scary thing that everybody thought I was crazy for. Wait until I told my friends and family. I just quit my job, shipped our cars to Texas, and put our stuff in a storage unit in New Jersey. They thought we had lost our mind. My child wasn't even he was barely 1. I was supposed to be sleep training, right? Sending him to a really great preschool. And instead I'm like, okay, here we go. It was the best decision I ever made. Confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. And I want to focus on that. Confidence comes from doing. You can have a great idea, but if you do not execute, if you don't move forward, if you don't take that step forward, it's just an idea. It's a potential. It's a potential. And if I did not take those 30 steps to my boss's office 11 years ago, I would not have built a multi-million-dollar business with 5 offices, hundreds of employees, incredible clients. And there is not a day I'm not bored. As I was working in corporate, I was developing projects for other people's ideas. Now I work with brands, taking their ideas and bringing them to life with my strategy. It's so exciting to live the passion that I had because I was willing to take that scary step. So that's your comfort zone, right? Out that door was your comfort zone. You walked into this room, and this is where the magic happens. The magic happens outside of your comfort zone. This is not a new idea. You have all heard this before. When you wake up in the morning and you think, oh, I really don't want to go to that networking event. But afterwards, when you met that really cool person that knows another person that might be able to connect you to somebody else to help you with your idea that you woke up with in the morning as just a passion, just a potential, and now you can execute it because you know the person. Whew. It's exhausting thinking of that, but that is the power move. That's the power move. So I want you guys to be unforgettable. Today, we are going to see incredible business owners stepping outside of their comfort zone, coming up here to pitch an idea that's scary, right? You're coming to say, hey, my idea is amazing. Can you give me some money? Can I be the winner of this event? Can I be part of this incredible moment for a little bit of money to help my vision come to life? Kudos to the people that have the guts to do that, because you're in this room and they are not. Your competition is not here today. And every time you get up in front of someone else and you share your scary moment, your scary step, and you share it, it will feel more comfortable to share it again and to share it again and again. And that step forward, that sharing moment, when you're sharing your ideas, your passions, it's only going to get easier. And the easier it is, the more people you talk to. Guess what happens when you talk to more people? You make more connections. Somebody asked me today, how did you start your career? I said, by volunteering my time so I could meet people. Literally, anybody who would have me. Hey, can I help out? Hey, can I help out? And why did I do that? Because I was 18 years old and I was trying to figure it out. Right? And you don't have to be 18 years old. You could be 45, 55, you could be 80 and be like, I want to try something new. And having that willingness to be uncomfortable, to be unforgettable. You can't see the full smoke boom in the screen, but it's supposed to be like a color smoke boom. You're cultivating your unique messiness in life, right? Be unforgettable. Don't be the million green apples. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Momentum is what you need, but you can't start without the why. You can't move forward with a spark. Well, the spark is you have to fuel something, right? Your fuel is your spark. You're moving to your passion, but your passion's in you, so what are you moving towards? Execution does. Courage, consistency, showing up. You need strategy. Businesses were not built on passion. Just because I like to create doesn't mean I can build a business. My passion is creativity. I work in advertising because I like to be creative. I like to work with creatives. I drew and painted and designed when I was younger. But that does not mean that I was just going to make a ton of money doing that. Passions don't build things. Processes do. Roadmaps, strategy, operations, planning, financial structure. And I had the amazing opportunity to meet someone, Amanda, who a year ago, we connected on something totally different. And she said, do you want to do this thing with me? I said, yeah, let's do that thing together. And then I had the opportunity to work for 5 weeks with incredible students, new business owners, old business owners, rebranding. And we talked through all the practical steps on what it takes to scale, build, move your business into a profitable business so that you can continue making money with your passion. So I just want to thank you guys for having me. I love talking. I love talking to new people. I love talking about the things that make me happy. Education, empowerment, inspiration. Those are all the avenues that really give me joy. So thank you for having me today. And every step counts. And every moment that you get outside of your house and connect with someone is moving in the right direction. If you are interested in following me, these are my social handles. I host events all over the country. Our next one's actually in Dallas, Cocktails with Creative, May 20th. I host a ladies' night every single month in Austin, Texas. And I have a bi-weekly lunch and learn webinar called The Lunch Cut. All of these I do in order to build community. And my entire career is based on connection. And I want to inspire the next generation of business owners to have that same mentality. Again, in a world dominated by technology, AI, humanity is all we really have. Your unique personality, your unique idea, your unique passion is the power move in 2026. And that's it. Thank you so much for having me.
Big round of applause for Stacy Scarsella. Amazing. Stacy, before you go, we've got a little gift for you, a small token of our appreciation. If you can come over here so I can get a picture as well. Once again, thank you, Stacy Scarsella, for joining us this afternoon, and have a safe trip back home, and thank you for all of your time. We also have some students that wanted to give you something, apparently, so. Ah, okay. I was told you were leaving. Thank you. All right, so on with the pitches, right? So I'm going to explain the format to you, and then I'll tell you who the judges are going to be. Each student is going to have 8 minutes to pitch. Judges are going to have 5 minutes for questions after the pitch, and then they'll have about a minute to deliberate before moving on to the next presenter. So they'll have that minute to kind of think about what they saw and write down any notes and score the presenters. So that is the procedure this afternoon. We have 4 presenters, and our judges are the following. We start with the academic director for the Basorgel program. She has served as dean, faculty chair, and tenured professor. With over 20 years of educational leadership, she's also a past president of the Laredo Rotary Club and a committed advocate for experiential learning, Dr. Marisa Guerrero. Our next judge is the Executive Director of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce. She's a former educator, leadership coach, and CEO of the Laredo Association of Realtors. She's known for strengthening business advocacy, empowering community partnerships, and championing local entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, Monica Y. Martinez. Our next judge is a board-certified estate planning and probate attorney in Texas with nearly 3 decades of experience in private practice, holding a BBA in finance from Texas State University, an MBA in international trade from TAMU, and a JD from St. Mary's Law School. In addition to leading a successful law firm with offices in Laredo and New Braunfels, he's an entrepreneur, real estate investor, and escrow officer. He is a published author of several books focused on wealth building, asset protection, and estate planning, helping individuals secure and pass on their financial legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Michael Dickerson. And last but definitely not least, our next judge serves as department chair for the Business Management Department here at Laredo College and lead faculty for the Center of Teaching Excellence and Learning, where she supports faculty through innovative pedagogy-focused development. A proud Laredo native, she holds both her bachelor's and master's degree in business administration from Texas A&M International University and brings a strong background in education, business, and public service. Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Ramirez. So there you have it. Those are our judges. Thank you all for your time this afternoon. And we are ready to begin, starting with our first student presenter, Jesus Alanis with Chess Rock.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we today? Good? Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm very glad to be here. But before we begin, I want to ask every single one of you guys, who here has ever played chess before? Okay. So definitely more than 50% of this room has played chess. Pretty amazing. So I am Jesus Alanis. I am the founder of Chess Rock Education, where we are fostering the next future of Laredo, one move at a time. So a little bit about myself. I began playing chess at the age of 7 years old. And ever since then, it has been one of my most memorable moments in my life. And at the age of 18, I became a Laredo community leader. I hosted the Laredo Chess Club at the Joey Guerra Library every Saturday for over 52 weeks at 0 cost, meaning anyone could learn and play. We had doctors, judges, and families all across Laredo bringing their children to expand their mental capacities. So I am really about building the next future of Laredo. This up here is Alexander Capistran. Just last month, our chess team went to the biggest chess tournament in all of Texas. It was a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, with the students waking up at 7 a.m. and finishing their last matches at 7 p.m. Very intense. Alexander Capistran came in second place, securing the silver medal for Chess Rock Education. At Laredo Chess Rock, we are more than just a place for these students to have fun. We are a premier mental gym where these students can expand their knowledge, their critical thinking, and their capacities. We are a place with state chess championship standards. So, what is the issue? In Laredo, you have over 50 physical academies. You have martial arts, dance studios, soccer clubs, volleyball clubs in just about every corner. They're all great, but none of them target the most important muscle of the human body, the brain. There is only one professional mental gym, that is Chess Rock. So what is the solution? The solution is Chess Rock. We are a year-round structured chess academy that focuses on helping students learn chess, and improve their mental focus. So we start from beginner, whether you don't know how to make a move, all the way to being a chess master. You will always be learning at Chess Rock. We are bringing that big city academy experience local. So you don't have to travel outside of Laredo. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars to go out and play somewhere else. It is right here at our city. So in Laredo, there is over 61,000 K-12 students in public schools. If 1% of those students were to be a part of Chess Rock, we would be bringing in $30,500 per month. That is if we charge $50 per student, which is lower than what we currently charge. And there is a whole new market in private schools. These private institutions want to meet the demands of the parents that want enriched programs for their students. So these private schools are already showing interest. They are lining up to be a part of our services. So what is our service? We offer these after-school programs for the private schools that can bring upwards of $1,000 per month per school. We've already been seen on TikTok over 50,000 times, and we have gathered over 1,000 likes and followers on Facebook. This was all done through a zero-cost customer acquisition, so we paid $0, 0 pennies, all thanks to our amazing marketer, Jesus Alanis. So, what is our business structure? So, primarily, we are a subscription-based academy. We are currently charging $65 a month so students can come to our academy and learn and play. But our demand and our quality has caused us to change our prices to go higher. We are going to be starting $89.99 per month this May. Not only do we do our academy, but we are also hosting tournaments. We host weekly, monthly, and major tournaments. Just this Saturday, in this very building, we hosted an event that generated us over $1,000 for a single day. What is our next step? So we are looking at chess camps. So for the summer, starting on June 1st, we are going to be launching our program for the summer camps. Just last year, we had over 20 students in our facility playing during the summer. And we are also providing those after-school programs to the private institutes. So what am I asking? I am asking for $1,000 of your hard-earned money. So something about Chess Rock is that we are currently a self-sustained business. So we've already done the difficult part of introducing a new market to Laredo. Before Chess Rock, chess was near non-existent in Laredo. So now we're going to use our systems to start scaling Chess Rock. So how are we going to be scaling? Let's go back to the summer camps. I want to make targeted social media short-form ads. Who would these ads be going for? So in Laredo, the average mother is at the age of 22, and the students that we want to target is 6-year-olds to 14-year-olds primarily. So we would be targeting parents from the ages of 28 all the way to 40. And a little stat for you guys is 9 out of the 10 parents that bring their children into Chess Rock are moms. So we would be targeting the moms. I have invested over $10,000 in Chess Rock in 2025. So in 1 year from now, we will be partnered with over 3 schools. Currently, we are partnered with New Harvest, and we have San Agustin, who is very interested in us. And in 3 years, we want to be hosting tournaments of upwards of 300 players, and we will be offering all of our services to all private schools in Laredo. So, now that we are rent stable, we've introduced the market, and they have received us, we have the infrastructure for champions, we are ready to start growing and building Chess Rock and fostering the youth one move at a time. Thank you very much.
Very good presentation, Mr. Alanis. Can you tell me a little bit on your ask? And you are asking for an investment in targeted meta ads. Can you tell us a little bit about what you mean about targeted and who you will be targeting?
Yes, of course, Marissa Guerrero. So, as I explained, I will be targeting parents, specifically moms of the age range of 28 to 38, because we want to focus on students that are 6-year-old to 14-year-old, as that is the most active market group that we have in our facility. So, the money will be going towards trying to get seen by those parents. We do not need any investment towards making the videos. As you guys heard, I'm an amazing marketer. So I will be making the videos, I will be editing them, and I will be coming up with the strategies. So the only part of that money will be towards scaling the ads.
Hello. Great job, by the way. Thank you for your presentation. I just do have a few questions as far as your actual business model is concerned. For example, staffing, like I didn't see any financials or anything as far as like who your staff would be, what the overhead cost is for that. You're also working with children. I don't know if you've considered adding a background check or anything for everyone who is working with these students. Or any type of agreements that you are making with these schools. So essentially, I guess my question is just the cost associated with those things that I didn't see in your presentation.
Of course, yes. Thank you so much, my presentation, for liking it. Thank you, I appreciate it. But let's start off with the cost. So, cost is actually at a minimum. So, all of the things that we provide, they're not necessarily physical besides the chessboard, since it is a service that can keep our costs low. So, the only cost in our facility would be rent, utilities, and sometimes staff, which we will be having during the summer camps. So very good question. Those staff, they are trained. They do have to do a background check. We will be going through that with the private schools as well. They do require that. And how will we get the staff? So currently, we do have community hours. So for when these events go on, we do have some high schoolers that might be needing their service hours that can come and help us out. Another way that we look and recruit for other great individuals is chess clubs in TAMU and Laredo College. We go to them and we try to see who might be a best fit for our group.
Yeah. But as far as cost of goods are concerned, like, do you know the price per board for materials for the various locations, things like that?
Yes, so the price of a chess set, for example, like this one, if it were to come with the bags and the pieces, it would be $15 per set. And currently we have over 60 chessboards complete sets. So we've made the investment already for all the goods that we will be using.
Okay, I have a couple of questions or concerns. One is, this is basically all around you. What happens when you get sick? What happens if you're not able to do this? It's very founder-based. What are your plans to make sure that you're eliminating yourself or replacing yourself in the business? That's one. And secondly, on the TikTok, what has been the actual hires from those TikToks? I know views and those things. My business, yeah, they're great, but show me the money. How many clients can you directly connect to your TikTok? So just those two.
Yes, let's go on to the leads part. So a lot of parents, whenever they see us on TikTok or Facebook, they instantly reach out to us. They send us a message, and the first thing we do is we try to see what's the best fit, what best service that we may provide is best for them. Oftentimes we have parents who only can meet for an hour one time out of the week, so we connect to them with a private tutor who goes with them for 1 hour. And if their kid can go for more hours and they would like to be a part of our academy, Then we connect to them with our Rock Plus membership, which is giving you access Tuesday to Friday to our facility and a professional coach. As for the team members, so what if I die? Christian Bojorquez, over here, Christian Bojorquez, he is the other half of Chess Rock. So he's responsible for a lot of the times for when I may not be there, but oftentimes I am there. But to, what is it called? Delegate? Is that the word? So whenever we want to delegate, we are currently looking at other top chess performers in Laredo, other mainly college students that are very great with what they do, teaching chess and just being a very, very great overall person.
That was the last question. Jesus Alanis from Chess Rock, thank you very much. Our next student presenter, please help me welcome Kayla Sanchez with Kay's Sweets.
Hi all, good afternoon. My name is Kayla Sanchez. I am from Puerto Rico. I have a quick question for all of you. Who has tasted a Puerto Rican pastry or cake? No one? You have. Okay. Well, my name is Kayla Sanchez. I am from Puerto Rico. I am presenting Kay's homemade Puerto Rican pastries. I am gonna be a home-based business, basing my business in the cottage law. Who we are? Well, we are a cottage Puerto Rican bakery. It's a home-based small business here in Laredo, Texas, producing authentic Puerto Rican baked goods with authentic flavors, made from family recipes passed through generations. The founder, I am the founder, a Puerto Rican baker, an entrepreneur. I have been perfecting my recipes for over 20 years since I was back home. And I was pregnant with my little baby, with not little anymore. We have pastelillos de guayaba, quesitos, brazos gitanos, polvorones, mantecaditos. There are like the novia, las galletitas de novia that you have here, something like that. Los bizcochos mojaditos, and items rarely found here in Laredo, Texas. Also, another staple items that we bake back home. The location, it will be here in Laredo, Texas. This is a border city nearing 260,000 population, more or less. It's 95% Hispanic population, and we have almost between 800 and 900 Puerto Rican persons living here, between truckers and all law enforcement officers. Here we have a foreign, because we have a cultural diaspora that is growing, and we don't have any specialized bakeries that we can relate to. So we have expensive alternative, either to ship the products that we have that we want from Puerto Rico, and trust me, it's not easy because we have to overnight it, or go to San Antonio, that they have one or two bakeries that they specialize there in our baked goods. So here we have only H-E-B, Walmart, and other local bakers that, yes, their baked goods are good, but they are not what we are used to taste back home. My solution, bringing authentic flavors to being delivered locally. So we are gonna offer gift boxes or maybe caterings to events, the community pop-ups, and pre-order models. And here with the gift boxes, it's gonna be more like seasonal oriented. So we can flow with Christmas, Easter, Valentine's, the quinceañeras, the community pop-ups. I want to plan to partner with the pop-up shops here, the community pop-up shops, and have my table there. And the pre-order model. That way the person can personalize what they want. They can select the flavors, they can select maybe the color of the frosting that they want, or how the shape of the cake they want to make. And they will be culturally authentic. The numbers speak for themselves. We have 260,000 more or less population here in Laredo, Texas. Again, my core customer will be the nostalgic Puerto Rico diaspora, because we always want to taste here what we can have every single day. The curious foodies, that will be like the millennials, that they want to taste another flavors, or they want to experience another type of culture or cuisine. The events and the quince markets, again, the quinceañera, baptism, and the business offices when they have business meetings, or maybe an event or a gathering that they want to have a different type of food. How we make the money. The pastry sales, that will be the pastelillos. You have a little box in your trays that has pastelillos and quesitos. It will be between 5 or 6 each, and with a tray of 4 for 125. It will depend. It could be mixed, or it could be just one of them. The bizcocho de novia, that's the other one that you have that have the frosting on the top. That will be a $6 each. That's a Puerto Rican authentic bizcocho. It's mojadito, it's really moist, and I like it with almond flavor, so that's the flavor that you have. The next one that you have is the bizcocho with queso guayaba. That's guava and cream cheese baked inside, and then you have a cheese flan. The custom cakes will be custom made to order, made to satisfy the persons that you are gonna feed. And the pastry trays. We are more than a bakery. We want to preserve the culture from Puerto Rico here in Laredo. So the persons that come to live here, they feel at home. We are asking for $1,000. That will be to upgrade the baking equipment. I already have my own. I already have pans, and that will help me base my initial inventory, my initial ingredient inventory, the packaging and branding, and the market booth deposits when we start doing the market booth, and some social media ads. Already we have a group in Facebook for Puerto Rican that we all get together, and we are a really good tight community. My future vision is to take it from a cottage to a cultural institution. And this is it. Bake with love, share with the community, and grow it into legacy. And these are a couple of pictures of my work.
We're going to go ahead and proceed with questions, and we'll start with judge number 4, Ms. Linda Ramirez.
Great presentation. I love your logo. I love your packaging. You're off to a really great start, right? It looks really great, really professional. I noticed you said that you're home-based. You're going to do deliveries, right? Do you have any aspirations to upscale to get, and then what do you project to actually have a brick and mortar store? Are you ever going to get to that? Is that your goal?
Yes, that will be my goal, but maybe in a 3-year plan.
Okay.
That way it can scale slowly, and I don't have that falling into my shoulders or to the business shoulder.
Okay. Have you looked specifically into the rules for the Texas cottage industry? Because I know because one of my assistants did cheesecake,
Yes.
And she realized that that doesn't fall under the cottage rules because it's dairy. So that's just something that I would.
No, well, actually, the law changed in September 2025. Before, you only could only bake non-stable, non-temperature controlled products. But after September 2025, the law changed, and you have to register to be able to have cheese products or even meats or temperature control. Also, the cap, it changed from 25,000 to 150,000 that you can earn as a cottage law.
Okay, great. I'll go ahead and pass you down.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Have you also checked into the city ordinances for operating your bakery in a residential community? Because once traffic hits a certain area, then you're against city ordinance and that's one. Two is also going to be, I didn't see that you had any shipping or travel costs, any mileage or fuel associated with your expenses. You're saying you're going to be doing delivery or wear and tear on your vehicle or anything to that sense. And also, you said you source materials from San Antonio or from out of town, and that's not in your cost or your breakdown for each item.
That will be included because it can vary, like, because sometimes I can have my ingredients shipped from Puerto Rico, or maybe I can buy it here locally if I can find them, or if not, like from San Antonio. So that's why I didn't include it, because it's more likely, it's gonna vary. But from, again, the delivery, not everything will be delivered. Mostly they will be picked up at the house. And the city ordinances, I live by North Central Park, and that's a high traffic area, so I don't see that I will have an issue with the residential area that I'm at.
But you're operating out of a home.
Yes.
So it eventually would be something that you would look into.
Okay. Thank you.
We have time for one more, Patty? 2 more minutes, yes.
2 more minutes, okay. So, congratulations. It was a very nice, and I may or may not have already sampled one of the goods. So if you were selected as the winner of this Pitch Fest, you are a cottage-based business, so what changes? How does this investment in your business change your structure or change your capacity, or how does it change your business model by winning this competition today?
It will change on scaling my marketing, on upgrading the production, maybe getting another oven, so that way further on I can maybe rent a little space, not have like a sit-down bakery, but yes, have more, a more structured building so I can bake it, so I can start baking and to be more visible for all the other people. Thank you all so much.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Kayla.
Thank you very much, Kayla and Kay's Sweets. Our next presenter is Emily Holomna with Honey Bee Cafe.
Good afternoon, judges and everyone in attendance. My name is Emily Holomna, and this is Honeybee Cafe. So, have you ever found yourself not having anything to do at a cafe while your drink is being prepared? Or maybe you want to make a difference with your drink purchase? Or you want to know exactly what is inside of your drinks and food that you're ingesting? Well, Honeybee Cafe has it all. So, a little bit about us. We provide a homey atmosphere as per Hispanic culture. We are open to everyone, making a very inclusive environment for our customers, and giving a nurturing hand to our community. We give donations to nonprofits, as well as pride ourselves on supporting the bee conservation efforts. You can enjoy delicious drink and food made with Guatemalan origin coffee, as well as local honey from Texas. And it will be your new favorite coffee shop. We're bringing the flavor with Mexican-inspired drinks, such as tres leches, as well as elevating the pop-up game, since we are a pop-up coffee shop, making us very mobile, as well as you can experience a sip and shop featuring propagated plants, as I have over here, as well as a vintage clothing rack and merchandise. So what is the problem with other coffee shops here in Laredo? Well, they are not very mindful of their usage, using plastic cups, waste that is not recyclable. It is rare to find eco-friendly and mindful usage. Furthermore, there is not enough attention to world and community matters. There's also many excess sugars and harmful chemicals that they may use in their coffees. Lastly, there's nothing to do while your drink is being prepared at coffee shops. Most of the time, you're mindlessly scrolling on your phone or not having anything to do. So the solution to this, Honeybee Cafe offers compostable, recyclable, and giving us a sustainable advantage over other coffee shops. We make an effort to be very mindful of our waste as well. We make donations to make a difference to nonprofits such as Laredo Animal Protective Society and Smiles from Heaven. And most importantly, the bee conservation efforts. We make homemade syrup so you know exactly what is going into your coffee, along with providing our calories and ingredients displayed so you know exactly what is inside of my baked goods and coffee. Lastly, the sip and shop that I mentioned before. It is very popular now, the pop-up community with the vintage clothing, as well as providing our own spin with a plant propagation station and our merchandise and other artwork. So now our market opportunity. The current Laredo population is estimated to be around 261,000 people. And of those adult population of 180,000, among that population, 117 are coffee drinkers. If we take 1% of that market, we will be looking at 1,170 customers. And if they buy 3 coffees per week, that is 3,510 transactions, giving us a whopping 17,500 per week revenue at an average of $5 per drink. So what gives us an upper hand in this market is that our pop-up pros. There's no rent like a regular brick and mortar. There's lower costs and higher revenue. We have also a difference compared to them due to our mobility. We can be in South Laredo, North Laredo, depending on where the pop-up is. And our unique aspects, as I said before, we use Guatemalan origin coffee, as well as our local Texas honey and regional ingredients. And here I provided some photos of my banana bread, the plant propagation, coffee, as well as previous pop-ups that I've done in the past, as I've been doing this since August of 2024. And here would be my pop-up setup with the plants, clothing rack, and coffee station. Our impact and sustainability. We want to save the bees. Therefore, giving back to our local honey makers and supporting bee conservation, as they are very important to our environment and ecosystem, not only as honey makers, but pollinators, and as well as our community. We want to give back as much as possible through drink purchases. Once again, giving back to nonprofits and other community causes. Lastly, our planet. We are using compostable materials, recyclable materials, as well as being conscious of our waste once again, and using real, local, regional ingredients. This also gives us an advantage due to our lower carbon footprint, due to our pop-ups, as well as lowering our costs once again. So my future vision. So I want to establish a customer base and save money with our community involvement, but still give donations when possible. And then our second year, I want to look for a location to open up a small mobile coffee food truck and succeed in my donations, as well as host events and fundraisers. And my third year, I want to be stable, host vendor markets, have established relationships in my community, and keep showing up. And my motto is helping lives no matter how small. So now lastly, I'm asking you for $1,000 to help push my dream and make it a reality. I'll be using this money for utilities, my materials, as well as hopefully putting in a good donation to the bee conservation. And lastly, any advice and connections. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Honeybee Cafe, Emily Halomna. All righty, we're going to go ahead and get started over here with the judge number 4, Ms. Linda Ramirez. Do we have any questions for Honeybee Cafe?
Yeah, well, not so much a question. First of all, great job. I really loved it. And I know you asked for maybe some advice, right? So I'm going to give you some advice. Well, it may be a way to scale up your business within 3 to 5 years. My niece works for a company in Austin, Texas, and all they do is corporate events and private parties, right? And so I think that I like where you are right now, and I know you want to start to scale it up. And they just have little mini trucks and little mini carts, and they have made tons of money just going to corporate events, corporate parties, things like that. They do the setup, they offer specialized drinks for the individual parties, and they kind of individualize drinks and things like that when they go to parties. So that's just some advice for you, something to look at. That's not something, there's no one in Laredo that does that, right? That's strictly does corporate events, so there's no brick and mortar, there's no shop, there's no anything like that. It's just mobile, right? So that's an opportunity for you. And I do want to say, I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm taking a risk on your coffee and drinking it. It's so good.
About
Thank
the
you
coffee,
so much. Yeah.
it is a brown sugar honey coffee with oat milk, but the foam is half and half with milk.
Well, I have to be here till about 8:30 tonight, so pray for me, but I'm going to drink it up. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah, so what I would say is you've got a lot of things going on.
Yes.
I think that a lot of times we hear diversity, like diversify into different things, but I find that when you're starting out, the reality is you should focus. So I would say pick one thing, and if it's going to be the coffee, I would focus on the coffee and the pastries, and not so much on the clothes and the plants, because I think that's distracting. And I think if you focus on one thing, you can do better at that. Later on, when that runs itself, you can diversify. So anyway, that's 2 cents.
No, thank you.
Well, he took my feedback, but I agree with that because I read clothing, artwork, crafts. It was just like a lot of ideas. So I was kind of having trouble finding what your actual mission is, right, or what your goals are. Not to mention, you said that right now you're relying on pop-ups and things like that. So your income would be limited to other community events as opposed to looking for those things. So kind of to echo what was already mentioned on that. And then I like where you're going with your branding and things like that. I think your costs for marketing are very minimal, and I think that's something that is commonly overlooked. To develop a professional brand and to have that true community outreach, you cannot just rely on social media. And then you confused me at the end. You said something that you would want to use your money for utilities, but you have no overhead right now. So kind of break down the costs of that. And I love that you're using sustainable products. However, that's going to be more expensive. So I think having a realistic view of what those cost of goods would be would help you. And I guess my one question would be, what is the frequency that you have seen with these pop-ups? Like, do you have an average monthly?
Well, right now I'm only selling clothing and not the coffee. But the last one I did, well, the frequency in pop-ups, there's usually one every weekend. Like, I have one coming up the 9th and the 16th. And usually the outreach, since they do post on social media a lot, that gives them more outreach. Sorry.
Because I know in your statistics you were hoping for at least a frequency of 3 drinks per week, things like that. That's going to be a little difficult right now when you're setting up only once a week.
Yes, but at pop-ups, usually they only take 1 or 2 drink. So I would be the sole drink provider at the pop-ups. And usually Laredo's very hot, so it's like people are more likely to get a drink. So I would say it's like clothing estimate, maybe like 50 to 100 people.
Alrighty, we have about 30 seconds for a final question if somebody has a question. Doc?
Quickly, tell us a little bit about what's your image or what your vision is for the experience a customer would have at your pop-up. What makes yours unique to other coffee shops?
I hope for my customer to feel that they are seen, that they can find something that they really love or want to give to someone, and know that they are making a difference with their purchase, as part of the proceeds go to good causes, as well as give them an option to donate themselves, specifically a certain amount, so that they feel good about themselves and good with what they're eating and drinking, since it is good ingredients and they know exactly what they're getting. Thank you.
Emily Holomna with Honey Bee Cafe. Thank you, Emily. And our next presenter is going to be Caroline Divine Garza with Fancy Divine.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Caroline Divine Garza. I am the owner and founder of Fancy Divine, personalized gift shopping, gifts as unique as you. Before I start, I would like to demonstrate a quick little video that captures what I do. Hi, Sandra. I'll be guiding you on a one-on-one through a quick questionnaire so we can create a beautiful personalized gift basket just for you. I'll ask you a few simple questions about the occasion, who the gift is for, their favorite things like colors, snacks, and scents, brands, the overall vibe, and must-have items or things to avoid, and any special message you would like to include. This helps me bring your vision to life perfectly and make the gift extra special.
Hi, Caroline. Good afternoon. I received your questionnaire and I want to go through it pretty quick because I am a really busy person. I do have a lot of work still. So can we get started?
Yes, of course.
All right. So this is for a Mother's Day. It's for my mother. She is 50 years old. Her favorite things are high-end makeup brands. She would like an Ulta gift card and other high-end Ulta beauty makeup. Her theme and vibe is floral basket arrangements. Her must-have items, please make sure is the Ulta gift card. And anything to avoid, please avoid red roses. And the budget that I'm working with is $100. And I need it by May 9th, and I am more than happy to pick up.
Perfect. I can absolutely bring your vision to life. Your total will be $100 with a $50 deposit to get started. And your basket will be ready for May 9th for pickup. Thank you so much for reaching out to Fancy Divine, and we truly appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Now this is Sandra's vision brought to life. We will have our amazing Fancy Divine delivery man, Leo, presenting the gift. And now I will present my pitch. Have you ever struggled to find the perfect gift for someone you love? What if the real problem with gifting is that we don't actually know the people we're gifting for, the people we're buying for? Finding the perfect gift can be stressful and time-consuming. Can we all agree? Most stores sell the same mass-produced product, generic items. People want gifts that feel meaningful, beautiful, unique. And this is where Fancy Divine comes in. We create luxury, customized gift baskets designed for each occasion and every person. We make gifting easy, beautiful, and meaningful without the stress. Here in this picture, you will see some of my work. We offer a one-on-one experience where we meet with you and we will go over this questionnaire together. We will be your personal shopper to bring your vision to life. The market opportunity for personalized gift baskets is a 9.69 billion in the US. 7% market growth, 70% consumer preference prefer personalized products, high local retail strength, with cross-border shoppers, malls, outlets, and events, consistent demand because Laredo loves to party. Fancy Divine offers personal gift wrapping, $10 to $30, shopping service, flat rate of $50, seasonal gifts not custom, $15 to $30 to $50, delivery service $10, next day fees $20, and our annual revenue goal for year one is $32,000 and will continue to grow. Fancy Divine is more than just a business. It's about creating joy, strengthening relationships, and giving back to the Laredo community. Through my work, I will support local creators and donate gifts during the holidays and spread kindness to those in need. In this picture, you will see an example of me, Fancy Divine, giving back to the Laredo community. And in here, Kim and Co, Polo Barberia, Honeybee Cafe, our local contestant. We will be collaborating with these small businesses in Laredo to make a difference. These are pictures from me in the past since I was at a young age where I would give every year to the Doctors of Laredo with our fellow Girl Scouts. I'm asking for $1,000 in seed funding. This investment will be used for inventory, packaging, and materials. Set up a home office, expand product options. I have invested $3,000 in my own business of my own money. And this is an example of how my home office will look like. My vision is to make Fancy Divine Laredo's go-to destination for personalized gifts, open a physical location, and eventually expand nationwide. And this is an example of how I would love my brick and mortar to look like in the future. My overall goal is to make Fancy Divine a place where gifts tell a story, spreading love, joy, divine appreciation across every occasion. I am Caroline Divine Garza. This is Fancy Divine, personalized gift shopping, where every gift is as unique as you. Thank you so much. I am now open for questions.
All right, we're going to turn it over for questions.
Thank you, Caroline. That was a very good presentation. Can you clarify a little bit for me the pricing? Is your pricing just the shopping fee? Because I'm looking at the basket, it was $100, and I feel like that basket was, the products cost more than $100.
Yes.
So can you clarify that for us a little bit?
Yes, so I kind of wanted to give you all a little idea how it works. But the flat rate for a personal shopper is $50, and it's around 3 hours. And yes, but I just wanted to show you how that works.
So they purchase the items, and then the fee's $50, or how does that work?
So they choose what they want. It's customized to their liking. So for example, Sandra wanted high-end makeup brand. Everything is from Ulta Beauty, Ulta gift card. So I purchase the products. I am, yes, well, it's, yes, around that budget. but it does include my fees and other deliveries and service like that. Yes, of course.
Thank you for your presentation. My only question is, as far as like the materials you use, I didn't see a breakdown of like baskets or ribbon costs or anything like that, or perhaps where you're sourcing your materials and like the cost of those type of items.
So right now I'm currently looking for more wholesale vendors. I am looking forward to going hopefully in summer to a big vendor fest where they have materials like that. But for right now, I do use companies like Outsource, Amazon, things like that.
Okay, and do you by any chance have a breakdown of, because you said you've invested $3,000 already, I assume you've been doing this for a little while.
Yes.
Any history of your financials or successes, or which items sell the most and which occasions, holidays, things like that?
My biggest holiday is Easter, but so for every holiday it's a little bit different. But yes, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question for me again?
It's okay, just any past financials that could show your revenue sources, if there have been any revenues.
So I have invested that money in building my home office right now. And currently, I have a room, I painted it, I have my tables, my setup, and my shelving of all my products. If I sell 36 baskets a month for around $75, that'll be like $3,000 a month. So that'll reach my year one goal. So that's where my goal is heading to.
Thank you.
Everybody loves to hear their name or to see their name. When I saw personalized, are you planning on doing anything that can add people's names to the products? Like, for example,
Yes.
I've used the company called Man Crates. I know it's very testosterone, but anyway, but something like that is something that people really value because it's got their name on it.
Yes, of course, that's a great question. I'm currently in the process of looking into having a teacher for one-on-one coaching so I can learn to personalize the names and embroidery and things like that. So I'm in the process of that.
I think that would be a great idea, and I would focus on your sales, not to put the company brand, the person
Yes.
giving it, but the person who's receiving it.
Personalization, I agree.
First of all, how did you know I love alpacas?
I had the real one outside, but Mrs. Toro didn't let me.
Bring it in. Who do you think your target market is?
My target market are busy professionals, busy mothers who don't have the time to create. For example, Teachers Appreciation is coming up. I have all the busy moms coming to me. Caroline, I need gifts ASAP. I need 7, I need 10, and I cater to them.
Have you thought about men? Because I saw Mr. Dickinson's eyes light up when you said this. Women do the majority of shopping in the home. Men do not. So men are looking for people to shop for them, especially for their wives, their children, their kids' teachers, things like that.
Yes.
I think that's an untapped market for a business like this.
Yes,
right?
I cater to them as well. They don't know what to give their wives, and that's where I come in.
That's
and
where
I
you
will
come in, yeah.
make their wife happy.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll let you tally the final score. This is our final pitch for the Spring 2026 Palomino Pitch Fest. We'll have a winner announced here shortly. Okay, while our tallies are coming in, we do have special thank you gifts for our panel of judges. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your knowledge with our students here today. And I'm going to go ahead and call on Mr. Leo Ayala to present you all with some gift baskets here on behalf of Laredo College. Thank you so much for always supporting our entrepreneurs, our students, and always willing to share your time and knowledge with us.